Welcome to MaatSpeaks, and welcome to another episode of Maat Wednesdays. I am happy that you joined me again today as we continue to dive deeper into the principles of Maat. On this channel, we aim to bring Maat, also known as balance, back to our communities through the 7 principles of Maat, which are truth, order, justice, balance, harmony, reciprocity, and righteousness. During Maat Wednesdays, we take a deeper dive into the principles so that we can learn how to apply these principles in our daily lives and use them to build unity in our families and community. Last week, we discussed the principles, truth, and the Kwanzaa principle, Kujichagulia. So if you did not watch that video, I do suggest you watch that video first and then come back to this video. So again, Maat, the Neteret, or goddess of divine order, truth, balance, and justice, teaches us how to bring balance and order into our lives through the 7 principles of Maat in order for us to reclaim who we are and make the most of our lives and manifest in the subconscious and conscious world. Remember, family, as we embark on self-transformation, we self-reflect, acknowledge the changes we need to make, and apply the changes needed on a personal level, which can have a great impact on our relationships and affect how we develop a code and culture in our own homes and community. We will continue reading from the book, The 14 Keys, Power, Unity, and Success Unlocked. Today, we will continue to learn how to apply the principles within a community using the Nguzo Saba, which are also known as the Kwanzaa principles. These principles provide us with a framework to transform the self. The 7 principles of Kwanzaa are not just meant to be implemented during the 7 days of Kwanzaa, which began December 26th and ends January 1st, but are meant to be implemented in our day-to-day lives while incorporating our community, self-image, and interest. The name Kwanzaa comes from a phrase of Swahili origin, Matunda ya Kwanzaa, and translates as first fruits of the harvest. We will use the principles of Maat to unite the internal concepts of Maat and the external concepts of the Nguzo Saba. Today, we will be uniting the internal principle reciprocity with the external principle Ujamaa, which is today's Kwanzaa principle. Ujamaa can be translated as Cooperative Economics. If you remember the principle reciprocity from episode 3 of Maat Wednesdays, we learned how reciprocity is closely related to justice, because what has been sent can be sent back to the sender, and often at a larger rate. If we truly understand the principle of reciprocity, then we can understand how we can begin to engage in reciprocal relationships in our community. But on the other hand, understanding reciprocity also teaches us the dangers of letting anyone in our community that has no intention of breathing life into the collective. The Kwanzaa principle Ujamaa is stated to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses and to profit from them together. Cooperative economics are economics that work together. In order to understand cooperative economics, we must understand the word economics as explained by Chief Yua. Economics is the management of our homes, lives, and establishment of sustaining homes in joint fashion. As we have been learning with each Ma'atic principle, we learn to look inwardly and assess what needs to be changed in order to transform the self, our relationships, and the collective. This also means that as part of the collective, we engage in cooperative economics by first assessing our own homes so that we can properly manage our homes financially, manage our lives responsibly, and then are able to support the collective simultaneously. Chief Yua states that there is a direct connection between the way we observe economics and the way we discern the owning of our own intellectual property. An empty house can be allegorized to an empty mind. An empty mind is an impoverished one, affixed to an economically desolate individual. Cooperative economics calls for us to spend among those who are about our mission, cause, and plan. An economy originates with the acknowledgement of the relationships that exist among a group of people. Cooperative economics cultivates the symbiotic relationships needed for controlling the life of our community. Negotiation, bartering, and sharing resources should be acceptable forms of cooperative economics, as we are all working for the good of the community to build for ourselves and for future generations. So let us apply the Maat principle, reciprocity, to the Nguzo Saba principle, Ujamaa, from the Book of the 14 Keys, Power, Unity, and Success Unlocked, by Chief Yua. Reciprocity, Ujamaa. Reciprocal economics are the circulation of energy and power. This circulatory system of a community is the active law of giving and receiving needed to encourage affluence and prosperity among community members. Here we see the magic and consciousness of our archetypes of wealth and love at work. Our openness to give to others is no different from our openness to receive from others. Internal reciprocity is the natural flow of power and love through our inner occupancy. The law of karma is most active in this sphere of inner and external cause and effect. We engage life through reciprocity in the act of governing our life force collectively. Conscious choices maximize the vehicle of reciprocity and Ujamaa in our lives. A compulsory biological function as simple as breathing duplicates a life-perpetual form of reciprocity. It has been well noted that breathing can be more than a mere auto-survival mechanism. Breathing is an actual art that can be studied, enhanced, and carried out as a tool for healing, such as with pranayama. Reciprocal cooperative economics is no different. We can negligently allow ourselves to become absorbed into a cartel of commercial trade, or we can make a deliberate decision as to who we will share a system of full-body reciprocity with. Most often, the economic matrix that we unconsciously participate in are not ones which benefit us, but rather the architects of those matrix. Unconscious economics, or aloof causes, create effects that we normally do not want in our lives. Reciprocity is a form of economism, which is a form of love. The dangers of exchanging capital unconsciously can be equated to the dangers of mating inattentively. Ujamaa, or reciprocity or love, are different terms that signify building or joint production. That product may be unity, group pride, group survival, self-reproduction, or even escalated inner standing. The point of deliberation should be deciding if your internal choices create a burden on the life and existence of your community. We can introduce foreign poisons into our societal pool by exchanging our fiscal energy brainlessly. This is the end of the chapter. Next week, during Maat Wednesdays, we will link the principles of even-handedness or justice and Ujamaa, which means collective work and responsibility. Again, if you would like your own copy of Chief Yua's book, the link is in the description. Comment below and give me your thoughts, family, on reciprocity and the principle Ujamaa, and how we can engage in cooperative economics for the betterment of our communities for future generations. Again, thank you for watching. Peace, family. See you next time.